For cattle producers across the country, cull cattle are a part of doing business. But even though cull animals are often viewed as a loss, these animals can actually be a significant source of revenue. Here's more on how cull cattle, if properly managed, can contribute to the profitability of your farm or ranch.
I'm joined now by Patrick Linell of CattleFax. Patrick, as we talk about good cull cow management, there's a value add to producers to this component, isn't there?
Absolutely. I mean, that's always the case. As you look at it, cow-calf, for the cow-calf operation, cull cows tend to represent around 20% of revenue. And at the same time, about 20% of beef production is cull cows. So whichever way you want to look at it, it's significant.
I know we're currently in a cycle where cull cows are bringing money and good money no matter what, but managing those cull cows just a little bit differently can also sort of help add more value and get you more profits in a down cycle. Talk a little bit about that and some things producers can do.
Yeah. I mean, as we sit here and see record cull cow prices through the roof, I mean, there's no doubt that there is more value than ever in good animal welfare and stewardship and just getting more cows to the market for producers. But that's always the case. While there's the most to gain when the cycle's high, it's just that much more important when the cycle's low. And thankfully, that's not something we have to deal with today. And unfortunately, there might not be quite as much opportunity when the cycle is low, but ultimately, that's when every penny counts the most.
So Patrick, what are some tips that you would have to producers to add some value to their cull cows?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few things that come to mind. And again, first thing, as we think about just these record high prices, there's just that much more value in getting that one more animal through the system. So whatever animal welfare, BQA steps, again, just making sure that we take those steps to get one more cow to the market could be worth $1,800 today. A few other things, adding weight, especially in these higher prices, that 1 pound is worth just that much more. And especially as we work towards fall, if we think about some females that come off thin, if there's an ability to add some weight to those animals, the market will pay you well to do so.
We think a lot about the weights of our calves that we take to the sale barn. That's a good point that you make about adding some weight to those cull cows. Maybe it's not going to add $500 to that cow, but $100 here and there really adds up when you take culls to market. Maybe talk about that and how producers can, at the end of the day, it's something.
Yeah, in the economic study that we did for the Right Way, Right Time publication, our numbers showed, and it's just one scenario obviously, but the last few years it's been worth around $300 per head. If a producer was able to take a cow that's a little bit thin in the fourth quarter of the year and take her into the first quarter of the year and add some weight, add some flesh to her, returns around $300 per head at times. And again, that's just one example, but the point remains pretty clear.
That's a pretty good return on investment for just a little bit of extra time for that much money. There's also an animal welfare component to this and a beef quality component to this as well. With a little bit of extra care in our cull cow management, not only are we putting some extra money in the pocket, but we're doing the right thing by that cow that's giving you calves for her whole entire life. Talk about the perception component of that.
Absolutely. As I talked about 20% of beef production is cull cows, is non-fed beef production. And so as you just look at it from the demand side of the equation, it's nothing to scoff at. We can't just think of it as just hamburger, because it's around 50% of US beef consumption is in the form of ground beef. So doing what we need to take care of those animals that have done so much for us also has a real demand story to it, and just making sure that we're doing the right thing from that standpoint.
Want to take your cull cow management to the next level? Then you should check out the Right Way, Right Time guide. It offers expert insights on everything from animal handling and health to nutrition and marketing strategies. Get your copy today by visiting ncba.org and clicking on the Producers tab.